Good to go. All right. So I just want to give you all a little bit of context before we jump right into this. Essentially for this speech, I will be acting as a salesperson or director for my company, and you, the audience, will all be acting as potential investors. So with that being said, let's begin. So hello, everybody. My name is Brian, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about the IRENA, who we are, what we do. IRENA, or the International Renewable Energy Agency, was founded January 26, 2009 in Bonn, Germany. And although our roots can be founded all the way back into the 1980s, excuse me, so you can probably gather from the name, IRENA's main function is the maintenance and creation of renewable energy sources. This includes solar panels, wind turbines, hydroelectric dams, anything in that sort of area. We are currently present in 167 countries, and our goal is the sustainable energy access for an economic and climate-proof future. Now, you may be asking yourself, why renewable? Why are we putting a bunch of time and energy into creating a bunch of these resources? Well, to that I say, as the term renewable implies, our energy is highly sustainable, which means that in theory, it could be infinite, but you know, excuse me, so it basically, until the sun implodes on itself in about 4 billion years, we will have access to sunlight. As long as the earth continues to revolve, we will have wind, and as long as we have gravitational pull, we will have ocean tides and the movement of water. So, and again, in theory, we kind of create this perfect trifecta of wind, light, and water. So for instance, when we have a storm, we might not have sunlight, but we'll have extra wind output for our turbines, a drought, more sunlight for solar panels, and maybe nighttime, well, the rising tides of the ocean would increase the output of a hydroelectric facility. So in essence, when one resource is slacking, another should be, in theory, overperforming. But this is only possible when we implement multiple energy sources at one time. But that's what we specialize in. So going back to the comment I made earlier that renewable energy sources are highly sustainable, it is possible, but just not right now. To put it simply, the world still needs coal and oil, and we understand that these systems take a lot of time and a lot of money to implement. In fact, Forbes.com estimates that for a solar panel home energy conversion, it'll run you anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 to completely transfer. And I'd actually like to point at this graph I pulled up real quick, the columns. This column is going to be about the average estimate for a home in that area. This column is the average for a kilowatt of hour, a wattage hour of energy for the area. This is the average kilowatt hour home use per year. This is the estimated amount of savings, and this is the number to break even, or for the solar panels to essentially pay for themselves with the money you save. Okay, so firstly, I just want to talk about Utah. Utah actually has the highest amount of time to break even at 10.76 years for the solar panels to pay for themselves. This is because Utah already has a large presence of oil and coal, and they have a very low kilowatt hour anyways of 11.49 cents per kilowatt hour. So, but basically, Alabama is the lowest actually at 4.93 years for solar panels to pay for themselves. And Hawaii is actually the most expensive at 14,493-ish. And Hawaii is just so expensive because they have to import a lot of the coal and oil. Them being an island nation, they have a very low amount of natural resources to pull from. So when they have to import it, it dramatically increased the cost. In fact, it was 47 cents per kilowatt hour, which is double that of any other, and triple that of the average. But basically, all that to say is that it takes a lot of time and a lot of money to implement these systems. And also, while the technology is highly advanced, we do not have the centuries of technological advancements and research that steam and coal power products possess. But this is the very reason why we exist and why it should be important to you, the consumer, to be aware of our mission. Renewable is what waits for all of us in the future. And yes, it is expensive to implement these systems, but the fact of the matter is that we only have so much coal left in the world. According to the American Energy Information Agency, we only have about 100 years left before our coal and oil reserves here in the United States are completely depleted at the current rate of consumption. So in conclusion, I want to take all talks of gas versus electric and pricing out of the equation. And while I probably won't see the day that the last lump of coal is burned, I think we can all agree that renewable is one of the best things we can do right now to ensure the security and economic prosperity of America and the rest of the world. Thank you.